welcome to another To Cook's the Kitchen. You know, Matthew's been doing all these shows, and he's been really trying to get me to do one. So today I am going to do that. I'm going to show you how to make a quiche the way I do. I like it simple and easy and flavorful, but definitely simple. So the things we're going to need is 6 eggs. We have some beautiful farm fresh eggs, a cup of chopped mushrooms, a cup of cheese. I went with sharp cheddar and some Gruyere. Yeah, that one. 2 tablespoons of flour, half a cup of milk. You can use half and half if you prefer, whatever. This is how I do it. I'm also going to be throwing in some fresh broccoli, some Vidalia onion, and some roasted garlic and salt and pepper. So to start this show, I'm going to start with my eggs. So get these in here. These are so beautiful and golden. It's going to make my finished product a nice color. Swimming in there. These are some fantastic Leo's Laying Lady eggs that we've been picking up in McKinneyville and using them up like crazy. Okay, so I've got my eggs in there. I'm going to whisk those up. So they're really well blended. All right, that's good. Get off there. All right, so this I'm going to add my vegetables. So I'm just gonna put in my broccoli. The other thing that my recipe I've been using calls for, which I just use my recipe as a kind of like just something to go off of, but spinach is another thing that you could use. It calls for green onions, and the green onion I have was really not very good. So I decided to grab out these Vidalia onions, which are really sweet and delicious. We had the mushrooms, and I'm leaving my roasted garlic whole because it's pretty squishy, and you know, it doesn't taste strong, so it's always really good to get a nice bite of that. Okay, so I'm gonna just gently mix this in here. Okay, whoop, flying around. All right. Another thing I would suggest using for vegetables might be yellow or red bell peppers, if you have those, like little slices. That way when you're all done, yeah, Matthew's making a face at me because he doesn't like them, so that's why they're not here. But anything red, even maybe a little bit of cherry tomatoes or sun-dried tomatoes, which I thought about doing, but I figured I had enough going on. All right, so next step I have to do is mix this cheese with some flour. What that does is keep it from clumping up in the whole base. So that's where my 2 tablespoons of flour go. And I'm just gonna toss that around. I think it probably adds a little thickener to it as well. So got that going. Just gonna add this in here and stir that around really gently. And we're almost done already. This is so easy. Okay, mix that kind of in there. It's nice and thick, but we're gonna add the milk here in a second. I really did think about putting the heavy cream in here, but you know, save that for a dessert thing, I guess. Okay, so it looks like this. Now, the next thing was salt and pepper. So I'll give that 2 grinds of this Himalayan salt that we keep on the stove. And some cracked pepper. This is pretty big cracks. But I like it like that. All right, almost done. I'm gonna pour in my half a cup of milk now. I think I'm just gonna use my spatula for this part. Fold that in there a little bit. Now, my simplest part is my crust. I don't like to make a crust from scratch. It's ridiculous. It never turns out. It looks bad. I have gotten so many compliments from using a regular Pillsbury pie crust that why bother with that mess? So if you like to make your crust, do it. I don't. So all I do now is pour this in here. Oh, and by the way, you don't even need a crust. I've made this without a crust and it's perfectly fine. All the good stuff. Okay. Kind of distribute that a little bit. Look at that, we're almost done already. Now, I think it would be a great idea with those bell peppers that Mr. Cook doesn't like. You could lay those in the top here, submerge them just a little in like a spiral design. It would be really pretty. And, you know, they're sweet. I don't know what the problem is. Okay, so this is now gonna go in the oven at 350 for an hour. And we'll check it after that part is done. Guess we need to turn the oven. So my oven just beeped that it's hot, and I wanted to show you something, another important hint. We bought this oven about a year ago, and I kept thinking things were taking too long to cook, so I bought an oven thermometer, and sure enough, it's like when your speedometer doesn't work right, we have to always set for 25 degrees hotter in this oven. So I have it at 375 when it's technically 350 if I was to measure it. I'll move those. Rack up. I also forgot to point out that it's a 9-inch pie pan. Pie pan. That might be too hard. Okay, there we go. I know how to do this. In she goes. For about an hour. We'll come back when that is ready to be tested, whether it's done or not. Okay, so the timer just went off. I had that for 60 minutes, aka 1 hour. And I'm going to pull it out and give it the knife test. It looks beautiful, golden. Whoop, get back here. So I'm gonna insert the knife just to see, just gently in the middle here. And it comes out clean. If it was like eggy gooiness, you might wanna run that a little bit longer, but this looks absolutely perfect. So we're gonna let this sit here and cool for at least 30 minutes. And then we'll take a slice and see how it tastes. Okay, so my quiche has cooled down. Something I was thinking about while I was waiting was where that line, Real Men Don't Eat Quiche, might have come from, because my man eats quiche. And it's from a book called Real Men Don't Eat Quiche from 1982. And apparently in the 80s, the consumption of quiche went way down because men stopped eating it because they weren't macho enough. Anyway, here we go. So I'm gonna cut this up. Mr. Cook always makes fun of how I cut things, so he just is gonna have to be over there and just do the camera and be quiet. Okay. Looks like it's gonna be good. If I can get it out. Here we go. Looks beautiful. There we have it. Okay. Guess I'll take a little bite. This will be our afternoon snack because we've been out working. Oh, I got a big bite. Uh-oh. A big bite. That's good. You know, something would also be good in this was maybe some other spices like cumin or what's the one that you like? Cardamom, I guess. Something like that. Anyway, it's really delicious. This will come in really handy for breakfast or lunch, maybe even dinner. This might be our dinner tonight. So anyway, there you have it. There's how I make my quiche. And we appreciate you watching Two Cooks in the Kitchen, and stay tuned for more episodes in the future. Thank you.